Hello, thanks for allowing us into your homes for the concluding part of the Stella Amata'S story. Remember, she didn't get married until she was 40, and people worried, got frustrated. Like in the Nigerian parlance, we say, drink Panadol for another man headache. I no longer dwell on the mistakes I've made, the failures, the controversies and accusations don't bother me. But the good, the bad, and the ugly have culminated in making me the woman I am today.
We were so poor, poor people used to call us poor.
Because of my level of financial status then, I would say, I had one shirt I was wearing every time. In the evening, I wash it.
Put it in front of the fan?
Yeah, put it in front. In the morning, I will use it again.
I started smoking marijuana with the Bible in Belgium in my hotel room.
What, you used to tear the Bible?
I tore it, I started smoking and I started telling myself it tastes sweeter. And from then on, I started smoking the Bible.
She came to me and said, Richard has passed on. And I just took hold of my clothes as if to tear them off. At that point, I felt that God had answered my prayer. So I said, thank you, Jesus.
7 people.
Yeah, I lost
within
24 hours.
That was then. There's no product without a process. And you'll be, but God says you'll be in due season. We celebrate the story behind the glory, and that's to the glory of God. Well, you're welcome back. So Stella, thanks for joining us for the concluding part of this amazing story.
Beautiful program.
Thank you. And especially the part where you told us how, while you were single, how you waited on the Lord with confidence, knowing that He who had promised is faithful, and the advice you gave to our younger ones. I'd like to take you back a bit. Yes, you were relaxed about it because you were a confident young woman. And there are times people came to you and say, let us take you to that stream, let us take you to that place. You know, we Africans are very fond of.
Yes.
So how did yours happen?
Well, you know, like I mentioned, many people were desperate for me on my behalf because of the love that they have for me.
Yes.
So I told you about the man, you know, who tried to advise me to have a baby out of wedlock. And there was this, my auntie, you know, one day I was in the office and then she came. I took a look at her. She was looking so haggard, quite unlike her. So what is the problem, please? She came from outside Asaba. She said to me that, well, there was a group, she ran into a group of persons who were disparaging me and saying, look at her, she will not go and get married at her age. See her, she's just speaking Oyibo, she won't go and get married. She's, you know, they were saying and that she felt pained that people could, you know, talk and they even say, who will even marry this one? She's too full of herself, she's that, she's that. She was like, oh, she knows me so well and I didn't deserve to be so talked to. So she went to this native doctor in another village and that she left home since 5 a.m. so that she could meet up with the man. In fact, she's from that place. And the man said that she should go, that she will surely meet me in the office. And she should bring 10,000 naira from me. That's what they will use to do the sacrifice, whatever. And then soon after, I was going to get married. And you know, the devil is such an idiot because we were just getting ready for my introduction then. You know? So I just laughed, and after she said that, I said, really? So I should please give her 10,000 so she will go back. And I said, oh, auntie, you must go for penance. As a communicant, you have sinned. Did you mention my name there? And you able to tell me that? Because my prayer has been that anyone who mentions my name in any ungodly place, Holy Ghost fire will descend. I said, I mean, I'm surprised that you're even alive to be telling me this. I said, so you will kindly do yourself a favor, go back to your house. Don't go back there for your own safety. She said, no, that. I said, please, don't ever try it. He said, the man that took her there, because another man took her there, that the man there waiting on. The man is I said, you better for your own sake, go back there. Go back home. Don't go there. And, I thank God for everything, because later on she came to tell me that she respects me for that decision. She finally realized why the native doctor charged 10,000 naira. I said she's feeling so stupid as she's thinking about it now and telling me, because while she was there, the native doctor's son came from school and demanded for 10,000 naira. For the native doctor to ask her to go and meet me.
To bring the 10,000.
And he told his son, please just wait, be patient.
So you got married and both of you now went for the tests. And then what did the doctor? The doctor said you had fibroids?
Yes, but that to not disturb.
So
they gave me fertility drugs because we were so anxious, we didn't want to take chances. And I was really on those drugs. And I also took some native herbs, because they said the fibroid, either you move it through surgery or you have herbs that can help. And I was taking, and I didn't know that it was growing bigger and bigger. So
for 3 years, you kept trying, but no pregnancy
naturally
came.
No, nothing came. I even did the artificial insemination.
It didn't work.
It didn't work at all. It didn't even work. So I just said, okay, let's just keep trying both native medicine and fertility drugs.
All the thoughts. Don't go away. We'll be back. You're welcome back. So Stella, in the third year of your marriage, what now happened? So you married at 40, so this is...
No, this is my third year.
This is your third year, okay.
At 42.
At 42, okay.
2 years into my marriage.
2 years, okay.
Yeah. I heard that Dr. Boyemi Ajayi was coming to us. I'm calling them so that people will know these are professionals. We respect them. My husband and I hold them in very high esteem. And I've been following Dr. Ajayi of Medical Center, his articles in Vanguard. So I was excited that this man was going to come, because I had already made up my mind that if ever I was going to do IVF, because of the write-ups I've been following, I will need to contact the man. So when I heard he was coming to us, I was really excited, and I got involved with this publicity, and I tried my best to help publicize his coming. So when he came into Asaba, my husband and I were among the first persons that he saw in his hotel room, and he said, well, I said, this fibroid. He said, well, just look all right, but we needed to come to Lagos, where he would test us. We said, okay. And he said, madam, at your age, you cannot conceive naturally again.
What did he say to you? At your age? What age was that?
42.
42.
He said, you
cannot conceive naturally.
In fact, we can even start thinking about donor eggs, not even about my eggs now. We said, okay, but he needed to see the fibroid. We needed to go through a series of tests. We said, fine. So the following day, I went for the workshop alone. My husband didn't go with me. So in the course of the seminar, he mentioned that Dr. Modo has just walked into the hall, and Modo is a renowned gynecologist. In fact, before I got transferred to Asaba, I had known Dr. Modo, not in person because I didn't need his services, but through my senior colleagues, they used to go to him. And if Dr. Modo didn't attend to you, they didn't want any other doctor attending to them. So I knew how good he was. So I was excited that the man was in Asaba. I didn't know. So when I got back home, I told my husband. So we found out where he was, and we booked an appointment. And that was May 2008. So I went to his clinic, my husband and I. We were in the consulting room together, and we said, I was bleeding.
You were bleeding?
I was bleeding for like 14 days then.
Non-stop?
Non-stop. menstrual period came and he didn't want to stop again. So I would try to explain to him, and he checked and he said, well, he was worried about me because what he was seeing wasn't good, that the fibroid has become cancerous, you know.
He said the fibroid had become cancerous.
Yeah. So he sent me to, he said, well, I was not looking good. I should go do blood count. This was May, so I went to do blood count, full blood count, and it was, the result was 21%. And he says, it's a miracle you're walking about. You are driving? I said, yes. He said, you need to be transfused or you should be better. I said, no, I don't want blood transfusion, man. If the bleeding could be stopped, then I'll be free. And then because he said it was a miracle, I said, yes, that I believe in miracles. That is the body and blood of Christ that I take in the Holy Eucharist that is keeping me. In any case, he now referred us to UBTH and said that he could not handle my case, that we should go to a consultant oncologist at the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, and that my husband should take me there immediately. So we went to who he referred us to, Dr. Gararo. These are renowned professionals. We respect them, we hold them in high esteem. They are good, we recommend people to go to them. So Dr. Gararo asked a very simple question: how many children do you people have? We said, we're looking for, is in the process of looking for children that will discover this. And he said, madam, your fibroid is huge. We are going to take off your womb.
They had to, they were going to remove your
the
womb.
womb, along with the fibroid. There was no how they will remove that fibroid without my womb. I said, but can you stop the bleeding? And he said, matter of fact, my full blood count was too low and I needed transfusion. Or I said, no, if you can stop the bleeding, I'll be able to build up very fast. I know what to do. So they gave me 3 injections and they said, I have to come back in June as the following month, giving me enough time to build up my blood
so that
count,
they could remove your
so
womb.
that they could do the surgery. And then he treated me for malaria as well. So we went back home and the the bleeding doubled, if not tripled. It was just pouring. When we talk about bleeding, it's not like something is flowing. It pours. It will just come, boom, and it is scattered. You needed to see the kind of things that come out of my body. You know, I was almost totally useless. I wasn't strong enough to do anything. So my husband was like, we can't even go back to this man since he couldn't stop the bleeding. We should, instead of even maybe the long distance driving to Benin, we should start looking for help within Asaba. So we met people, talked to some friends, and also this gynecologist is good. You go there, you know how it is now. And then we get there, we kept getting the same result. Your womb must go with the fibroid. Your womb is gone. The fibroid has taken over. All right, we're prepared. We heard this over and over again, but we really need you to stop the bleeding so I can even get myself. And nobody could stop the bleeding. And then I bled until July.
That's how many months?
Yeah, from May to July. When a young medical student who has passed out of medical school, Nauche, who's like a young cousin to me, we adopted each other. So she said, Auntie, we can't just be watching you go like this. And through all of this, I was on all kinds of injections. I was, wherever we went to give me injection, they tried to stop the bleeding, they couldn't. So Uche said to me, Auntie, you can't continue like this. You're suffering. He said, when things get tough for their professors in medicine, the university, there's one retired professor that they rush to, and when they get there, there's usually a solution. That he was going to appeal to her professor to give her the number of this retired professor so that I could go see him. She was sure I would get solution, just like her professors at school. So I thanked her, and she did. And that was how we came in contact with Professor Ajabo, a renowned, physician, gynecologist, or cancer surgeon, I don't know. And we went back to Benin. He's in Benin. And then we met him. He looked at me and he said, you should go for full blood count before I begin with you. So we went. And this time around, it was approximated at 16%.
Yes.
So the professor screamed and said, he hasn't seen this case. And I'm walking. I said, man, this is terrible. And the fibroid has taken over everywhere. He said, but he will be able to stop the bleeding. He said, all the drugs they've been giving to me, it's that same drug he will administer on me. He was going to give me an overdose to go over the bleeding and stop it. And he did. He said he would give me 3 days and the bleeding will stop. And for the first time in almost 3 months,
The bleeding stopped.
bleeding stopped. We called him. He said, yeah, continue. So we continued, and they said, come back in a week's time. We went back to Benin in a week's time, and he now puts me on blood building tablets. If
He
you
didn't
like.
say anything again about removing your womb.
No,
the hysterectomy.
we needed to build up my blood
To go for the
first.
operation,
Yes,
to
so
get-
none of us
to
go
get
for
the
the surgery.
hysterectomy.
Exactly.
Hold the thoughts. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. Okay, so you built the blood, the bleeding stopped.
Yes, after 2 weeks, we went back to Benin because he put me on that. And of course, mothers, you know how you people are. My mom stormed my house one early morning and she said, each time I talk to you on the phone, you're my daughter, I'm your mother, I know your voice. Your voice has since changed and you keep telling me you're fine, you're not fine. So when she came out, she saw the state I was in. She almost collapsed. So she went into the bush and started getting all kinds of herbs and washing them and squeezing them, and I was drinking along with the Oyibo medicine that the good prof gave to me. So in 2 weeks' time, by the time we went back to Benin, he sent me to the lab again and my full blood count had shot up to 34%. And he was surprised and said I was doing well, so we were now prepared for the surgery. So the prof said, well, that which I have is the worst type of fibroid. It's right inside the womb and it's taking it over, stretching to the umbilical cord. So my husband said, fine, can you tell us how you will not carry out this surgery? And he said that there's no how my womb will not go. And he told my husband that because of your devotion to your wife, you're just carrying her up and I'm going with her, and he will see what to do to save my womb. But if it comes to choosing between my womb and my life, the womb must go. So my husband and I were ascended to that. So we fixed first week of August for the surgery. And so they want me build up more blood. He even said they will still put blood by the side because this fibroid is really huge. Well, we left to go and start preparing for the surgery. We have confidence in we were going to do that with him. So when we got back, I got a call from Her Royal Highness Queen Francisca Chukwumaleze, the Queen of Onichubu. A few days later, and they said, oh, the palace the news of my illness has reached the palace, and they were not, they are saddened by it. They have given me out in marriage expecting to hear that I've put to bed, so they will come and name my baby. And here they are hearing that I was sick. They didn't even have the details of how sick I was. But I should know that they're praying for me and with me. But they've gone a step further by giving a pastor my name, that they believe in the pastor's ministry, and they've asked him to pray for me. And if I can, that this is the man's number. If I wish, I can call him. So I thanked her, and I told my husband when he came back home, he said we didn't have anything to lose, so we called the pastor. And we told him I had fibroid and I was going in for surgery. He prayed with us. I said we should just believe that with God all things are possible. And he said, well, if you can, we never heard about him, we don't know anything about him nor his ministry. So if you can come over to my place, let's hold hands and pray together. So we traveled to his village and he prayed with us, and we came back to Asaba. And then a few days later, I got a telephone call very early in the morning from this pastor, waking us up. I said, how are you, sir? I said, how are you, Sister Stella? I said, neither here nor there, I'm recovering. He said, well, you don't have any problem. God said I should tell you are heavy with a child. You should stop going up and down. I was like, is he crazy? What's he talking about? Where is this coming from? Or what's wrong with this man? He said, did you hear me? I said, yes, 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 thank you. Bye, sir. So my husband said, what's that calling so early in the morning? I said, oh boy, is that pastor from the palace? He said, what's he saying? I said, no, I don't want my husband to hate me. No, he came from the palace for crying out aloud. I said, well, he was just checking on me. So I left it at that. But as the days went by, I was beginning to feel very weak. I couldn't get out of bed. So I told my dear husband, I said, I'm feeling very weak. I can't get out of bed. He said, you don't even know how sick you've been. Because you've been focusing on the bleeding, you didn't know that your whole system collapsed. Then this pastor called again early in the morning. He said, I've just entered Asaba. You should come and take me to your house. Haba. So what does this man want? So my husband went to get him to our house. He sat down. I sat with my husband, and he said, how are you? I said, I'm so. He said, Sister Stella, you know you've never been pregnant. This is a sense of pregnancy. I said, excuse me, sir. You said this on the phone the other day. I left you. You are coming to say this? Please, you don't know anything about me. We didn't even tell you how sick I've been. You don't even know the hands I am in. I'm being attended to by the best hands around. So please, save what this pregnancy thing. Keep it to yourself. Please. What do you know about me? So my husband said, hey, what's going on here? Why are you quarreling with the man? I said, I'm sorry, dear. You know, the other day I didn't quite tell you exactly what this man said. You know that money he phoned? He said that God said I was pregnant. He's coming to say it here again. So my husband said, hey, wait a minute, let's hear him. Let's not argue. Well, sir, please, let's hear you. The man said, well, at that morning when he called me, they just finished their all night. And he brought out my name and he asked his group that they should intercede for me and pray for me. And then one small boy, according to him, just came up and said, why are you bringing out this name? God has answered our prayer. Tell her to stop going up and down. She's having with a child. And then I called you immediately. The only reason I've come to Asaba to see you was because as I was in continuous prayer, God revealed I should go and anoint your stomach. So that's why I came here. Oh, you didn't believe? Well, it doesn't matter whether you believe or not. I am a messenger of God, and my work is to give you the message. So I said, Oga, do you know the people, the doctors? And so my husband said, no, calm down, forget about these people. You're a woman of faith. Why are you saying this? Even this case has passed Orthodox means. We should listen to this man. I looked at this pastor from one village. It's not as if I was like, okay, I had to pay my husband. So he said, well, please go and get your own anointing oil. Let me do my work that God has assigned to me. Whether you believe or not does not matter. The next time I will step foot into your house is to name the child because he already has a name. So I went in, I brought anointing oil, he anointed me and he left. So the next morning I told my husband, Shebi, you believe this man? Yeah, let's go and do pregnancy test. So we went to the lab, we did pregnancy test, negative. I said, you see you now? So my husband said, okay, let's go back to do scan. We went back there, and in fact, the man was screaming at me, and he said, Madam, how could you have let yourself go? See how huge your fibroid is. You are very sick. What you need is urgent surgery. It's recommended, urgent surgery. You must go and look for a good doctor. Your life is in danger. I said, Oga, please check very well. It's only fibroid you're seeing. And you know, he said, see it now. You not see it yourself. Mass of fibroid. I said, so it's only fibroid that is in this, my womb. He said, okay. So I left. My husband was waiting for me. I told you. So my husband said, okay, I should not worry. 2 days later, he said, get up. We went to again. He said, we should go and do the one for blood.
Blood test. Pregnancy.
So perhaps those other equipment missed it. So we went back to the lab, and that was the worst because the lab scientist said, I don't know how to say it to you. My husband said, say it all the same, say it anyhow. I said, well, it's neither positive nor negative. Some of us said, no, you must be sick. I'm a scientist myself, so you must have a result. It must be either negative or positive. But I won't pursue this line of argument, otherwise you'll lose your job. I said, baby, let's go home. So we got home and my husband just decreed. He said, no more hospitals, no more doctors. If God said you're pregnant, then we better take it up with him. He said, here in this house, you're not going out again. We're going to start praying. We just stayed. Start praying. This was August. September, you should have seen me. My body just started coming out. We just come and say, perhaps it's true. October.
Perhaps it's true.
Yeah, you know. And none of my corporate outfits could. I made this clothes out of emergency. All of, this free wears. I had to start buying free wears. Start by making new ones, and to God be the glory. On the 26th.
Hold the thought, hold that thought, hold that thought. We'll be right back.
And to cut a long story short, it was confirmed that I was pregnant.
Who confirmed it?
Another person, Dr. Ayodele, and on the 27th of December in the year of our Lord 2008 at 11:30 p.m.
The fibroids became a baby.
A fine baby boy. And that's the baby with Ude. Egwologene.
And what is the English name?
Amata. It's December baby, so it's Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
God with us.
Miracle. This is amazing miracle.
Baby. To the glory of God.
Isn't God just
And
great?
it was normal delivery. To the glory of God. God did what he did so that he would prove to the world
that he has the
is
final
still
say.
God. And he is the best doctor ever. He's still the greatest physician.
When you look back on your life, you got married at 40. And in our society, nobody gives you a chance that you'll get married at 40 and you had a baby, natural birth. What do you feel for this awesome God?
Well, I just tell him one thing every day. Have I thanked you enough?
Stella, thank you very much. Thank you for coming to share this amazing story. And God will keep this amazing baby. Say hallelujah.
Golly, say hallelujah.
Say hallelujah. Say hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.